no matter the location. From O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raider Report. Today's show presented by my good friends, Panda Sups. If anyone out there, anybody, and I mean anybody, wants to try their amazing protein, you can do it for free. How? At the link that y'all see below, chatsports.com/free protein. So what exactly are we talking about on today's show? A lot of rumors, a lot of news, and yes, we're going to talk about Derek Carr, Marcus Mariota, Trent Brown, and at the very end, Lamarcus Joyner. But first, let's dive into the latest NFL news and rumors kind of around Derek Carr and the Chicago Bears, if you will. So the top team that I see right now being the most interested in D.C. is the Chicago Bears. Now, what's the big reason behind that? There's been multiple reports out there that Chicago has called up the Raiders and said, hey, what's exactly the asking price for D.C.? The main other reason here is because Bears head coach Matt Nagy, he has wanted to trade for Derek Carr now, according to a report, for over 1 year. So the fact that he's had interest for that long is pretty appealing. And when you really think about all the issues that Chicago has had, it's really been at that quarterback position. Now, I get it. Basically, every single quarterback has been linked to Chicago, which I'm sitting here telling you, I understand that. And coming up here in just a little bit, I'm going to tell you how likely it is that Carr is going to be traded to Chicago. But the biggest reason why the Bears are looking for a quarterback is because there's an old saying, if you have two quarterbacks, you don't have any quarterbacks. And that's exactly what happened to Chicago last year. They thought, you know what, maybe we can trade for big old you-know-what Nick Foles because Mitch Trubisky couldn't get it done. Sorry, Nick Foles was not very good, and I can't believe I'm going to say this. Mitchell Trubisky was simply better. You know who's better than both those guys, and it's not even close? Derek Carr. His numbers absolutely support that. 4,103 yards, 27 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. And if you're the Bears, and you're like, you know what, we are a quarterback away from running the table, or maybe running the table is strong, but actually having a chance to win our division and to go to the Super Bowl, you make this move. And Chicago, they do have a great defense. If you were to give Derek Carr the defense that the Bears get, that's a playoff caliber team. And if Chicago thinks that's all they need, maybe they end up pulling the trigger. So you know what, I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's video because I'm always surprised on how split Raider Nation is on Derek Carr. Is he a good quarterback? Yes, absolutely. Is he an elite quarterback that a lot of people think so? No, I don't think that. He is a fringe top 10 QB. So this is going to be the pinned comment on today's video. Should the Raiders trade Derek Carr? And I want everyone to answer this. Type T for trade, or I want you to type K for keep. So here's the second part of this rumor here. Derek Carr to the Bears. I'm going to give it only one Chucky head. It's a small shred of truth. If you look at the very, very bottom line, for those of you that are watching this on a tablet or have a screen, I'm saying 5% chance that the Raiders trade Carr. Like, obviously, I don't really think it's going to happen. However, if Chicago wants to get ballsy, if Chicago's like, you know what, right now is our time to win and we need a quarterback, and they start throwing some picks at the Raiders, you at least have to listen. The last time that I've heard from people who I trust, the Raiders are looking for 2 first-round picks. If Chicago throws 2 first-round picks and then a little cherry on top, you're going to have to listen. Now, this is what I was thinking about. The only way Derek Carr is traded is if the Raiders get at least 2 first-round picks. It's the only way. And not only that, the Raiders have to be very, very confident that they can get Deshaun Watson, because the only way you move on from Carr is if you can get an upgrade at quarterback. The only quarterback out there that could be realistically traded, sorry, Russell Wilson doesn't count because he's not going to get traded. The only quarterback that could realistically get traded or sign in free agency that would be an upgrade over Derek Carr is Deshaun Watson. So if you don't think you can get Watson, the trade doesn't make sense. And then the other way, if Carr wants to be traded, which, I'm sorry, he doesn't want to be traded. That dude bleeds silver and black. And if y'all bleed silver and black, hey, subscribe to the Las Vegas Raiders Report here. We're always keeping you updated on the latest news, rumors, and I'm going to be live tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. So I don't know what you're waiting for. Hit the big red button that says subscribe. I right now live in Dallas, Texas. We got a whole bunch of snow outside. Nobody else is here in the studio besides me and producer Sam. So we want to be able to make a video for y'all. So help us out. Hit the big red button that says subscribe. That way I didn't walk through minus 20 degrees for absolutely nothing. All right, let's get some more stories coming in here. Marcus Mariota, is a trade coming for him? Last week, I gave this only one Chucky head. Now I'm going to bump it up to 2 Chucky heads. People are talking, and I'm saying that there is a 50-50 chance. So if y'all like chance, go ahead, flip a coin, call heads or tails, and whatever it lands on. That's actually how likely I think that it is Mariota gets moved on from. So according to a report, multiple teams have expressed interest in him, right? And the Raiders, they've been shopping him for weeks. So this is what normally what happens. When a player like Mariota, where the Raiders want to move on from him, you sometimes see fake reports drummed up by the team that says, hey, there's a lot of teams interested in Mariota. That way another team out there is like, maybe we have to go out and trade for this guy if other teams are interested. A lot of times where there's some smoke, there's fire. With these reports, I always say pump the brakes. However, there's now other people out there that I personally trust that say Marcus Mariota could very realistically be traded because of one game, which is kind of surprising, but it was the numbers that he was able to put up against the Chargers in Week 15. I know I've showed you all these numbers 100 times, but the idea that somebody could literally get moved for about 3/4 worth of football is pretty amazing. And if you think that you can get the Marcus Mariota that we saw maybe a few years ago, kind of like a Ryan Tannehill resurgence where there was talent there, he got hurt, he just needed to be in the right system. If you're an NFL coach and you think that your system is right for Marcus Mariota, I'll tell you what, it could be a really interesting deal that ends up getting done. So earlier in the show, we talked about Derek Carr. Well, how about this? Will Mariota get traded? Type Y for yes or type N for no. What I wanted to be able to do on today's episode is really break it down to another level. Instead of just saying, will he be traded or not, I want to give you guys some teams that I honestly think would be interested in going out and landing Mariota. So the first two top teams are actually, I think, the Bears and the Patriots. I know the Bears are getting a lot of chirping for Derek Carr. You can't tell me if they can't get Carr, maybe they wouldn't be interested in going out and getting Mariota. The top 2 teams that I think would end up trading for him are the New England Patriots and the Washington football team. If the Patriots have Mariota, I'll tell you what, he'd be an upgrade over Cam Newton, who I don't think he ends up coming back. And then Washington, you won the division with Alex Smith. Alex Smith and his current health and all the other quarterbacks that they have, you could probably say that they'd be the favorite again with Marcus. That's all I'm saying. So your thoughts here. What is Mariota exactly worth in a trade, right? Because all the time, we're sitting here like, oh, this guy could get traded, this guy could get moved. But at the end of the day, either money talks or draft picks talk. So what I want to be able to show you all here is what I personally think Mariota ended up moved for, and this is what I personally think about Mariota's trade value. If there is, according to all the reports out there, heavy interest where multiple teams are looking to trade for him, I'm saying you're going to get a day 2 pick. Now, I don't really think you're going to get a round 2 pick, but maybe a team throws a round 3 pick or throws a round 4 pick. That's if multiple NFL teams are actually interested, and if all the reports of him being heavily interested are true, the Raiders will get a day 2 pick. Now, let's just say they were trying to spark up his trade value a little bit, and there's actually only a little bit of interest in Mariota, where maybe there's a team, maybe there's 2 teams out there, but they're not really excited about him. They're just looking for a quarterback. You're going to see the Raiders get a day 3 pick. Round 5, round 6, round 7. For everyone out there is like, why would the Raiders accept a round 5, 6, or 7 pick? Because if they don't, the Raiders are just going to cut him. Because no offense to him, there's no way you can justify to me paying Mariota again over $10 million for him to just sit on the bench. And now people are going to be like out there, hey, why don't they play him more? Sure, you can play him a few more snaps, but at the end of the day, he's not as good as Derek Carr. And you're always going to put your best player out on the football field. So for quarterback, that's why you saw Carr on the field a lot more. So if there's no interest in him whatsoever, all the reports out there about trades, this and that, I'm going to tell you right now, they're just lying to you, because if there's no interest, he's going to end up getting cut. Now, before I get into my Trent Brown news and rumors section here, I'll tell you what, Trent Brown needs to be watching right now because we got an awesome deal going on with Panda Sups. And if anybody out there wants to try their fruity cereal, chocolate ice cream, vanilla protein, it's the best protein you will ever have in terms of taste and value-wise. How do you try it for free? Chatsports.com/free protein. You just got to pay for free shipping. Now, why would somebody want to go out and get this stuff? Panda Sups Fuel is the most finest multi-phase premium blended protein to ever hit the market. Using premium ingredients such as non-GMO whey protein isolate, grass-fed collagen, whey concentrate, casein protein, egg protein, probiotics, and digestive enzymes to help promote healthy digestion. Let me take a breath. That's how amazing all this stuff has in it. And then with a plethora of trademarked ingredients backed by studies and scientists and clinical research, Panda Sups will keep you safe from false claims and empty promises. So get ready to be fueled for hours with the delicious protein powder containing 30 grams of protein, 2 carbs, 1 gram of sugar, 1 gram of fat, and only 140 calories. Now, after you go out and try this stuff, you're going to be like, wow, I got to get more. So not only are you going to get free protein, I want you to take advantage of the deal we got going on here. So normally a full tub, which is 25 scoops of protein, costs about $50. With my code Raider Nation, you can save 40% off. So instead of paying $50, you're basically going to pay $29.99. That's basically $1 per scoop of protein. Somebody out there find me a better deal than that. It's not going to happen. Try the free protein. Once you realize how amazing it is, go try all their products. 40% off, pandasups.com. Code Raider Nation. I'll tell you what, man, I might have to send my man Trent Brown some Panda Subs because this dude's getting big. Is it time for the Raiders to move on from Trent Brown? This one's for Chucky heads. Believe it, baby. And you know what? Tomorrow on my live show, I'm actually going to break down a few trade ideas for Trent Brown because this guy needs to get the hell out of Las Vegas. Reports, the Raiders have been trying to move on from him for months. Months is a strong word. For weeks at this point. And if you can trade or cut this dude, you're saving $14.0 million. So $14 million, right? When he's on the field, he's a good player. No doubt about it. When he was first signed by the Raiders, he was 375, 380 pounds. He's now up, according to reports, over 400 pounds. I get that he's posting videos of himself working out. I'm sorry, I'm just not impressed by his workouts that he's posting. They're really not that incredible. But from a person who is a cancer on the field and in the locker room, you just got to get on from those guys. You can't have players like Trent Brown around young players. It can't happen. You're going to influence them in negative ways. So here are some teams that I think could potentially go out and trade for Trent Brown. Teams that obviously need tackles or need offensive linemen. The Bears and the Patriots. Those are two teams that are pretty interesting, and I guarantee you right now, Trent Brown wants to go to New England. I've seen enough from him on social media. I've seen enough DMs from people that have sent me. Trent Brown wants to go to the New England Patriots. Until somebody tells me otherwise, I'm just not going to believe you. The Buffalo Bills, they're going to lose Darrell Williams to free agency, right tackle. The Carolina Panthers, they're going to lose Taylor Motton, and that could be a team that could potentially be interested. And then the Miami Dolphins, they don't have a right tackle right now to be able to protect Tua's blind side. If they're not confident in anybody in free agency or if they're not confident in anybody in the draft, they got plenty of draft capital. They got plenty of money to spend and maybe could just throw an extra pick at the Raiders to go ahead and get Trent Brown because it seems like to me Brown just wants to go anywhere outside of the Raiders. Plus, Brian Flores, maybe some connections there with TB. So let me know here down in the comments section, do you want the Raiders to get rid of Trent Brown? 400 for yes. Give you 400 reasons why I want to get rid of Trent Brown. Or type 77 for no. If you don't know why you're typing 400, maybe you need to type in Trent Brown 400 on Google. Or if you do want to end up keeping TB, it's all good. Type 77 for no. The last story we're going to be breaking down here, are the Raiders going to be cutting Lamarcus Joyner? For weeks, I've been saying 3 Chucky heads. Well, you know what? I'm gonna get my balls on here, and I'm gonna push all of my chips into the center of the pile. I'm saying the Raiders are 100% going to be cutting Lamarcus Joyner for Chucky heads. Believe it, baby. I would be shocked, like absolutely shocked, if they decided to bring this dude back because sure, it's gonna cost you $2.5 million against your dead cap to get rid of him. But it's going to save you $8.7. And if you can invest that $8.7 million into some other people who can make some plays, that's what you're looking to do. Now, I get it. The Paul Gunther defense was not kind to Joyner. Did the Raiders use Lamarcus Joyner in the right ways? Possibly not. Also this, though. You want to be able to find dudes that can make plays. I can't even honestly tell you a time where, off the top of my head, and remember, I mean, you and I both here, tell me a time where Lamarcus Joyner made a play. I actually can't think of one off the top of my head. After 2 years of football, paying a guy this much money. It just hasn't worked out. Another player where he's at the age of 30. I don't want him around some of these other players. You drafted Amik Robertson for a reason. So save the money. Get rid of Lamarcus Joyner. So let's play a game here, right? You want to play a game? You ready? You ready for this? What percentage chance will Lamarcus Joyner get cut? 0 to 100. I'm getting a little bit ballsy on today's show. That's what I wanted to be able to do, right? So I'm going to put down 100%. Like, that's how confident I am that the Raiders move on from Joyner. If I'm wrong, so be it. That's part of the game here. But I'm going to put 100%. I want everyone that comes across this video, go down in the comment section, let me know how, or I guess what percentage chance will Joyner get cut. Now, I appreciate everyone that's made it this far in the video. As always, we're always trying to keep you guys updated on the latest Raiders news and rumors. This past weekend was Valentine's Day weekend. I promised my girlfriend that I'd give her that weekend. So if I didn't answer your question from over the weekend, I promise you I'll get to you guys here in a little bit. If you want to talk more Raiders with me, always hit me up on IG. I'm at Mitchell Renz 365.